I like the conversation, like when you go to the, like, I was big on online.
Yeah.
With when I started going back to the, like, going to Targets and Walmarts here in Houston. And I don't know, like, one of the biggest issues I had with collecting, I'm a big guy. I'm not a bully though.
Neither
I
am I.
don't disrespect people.
We're on the same page there.
And with that being the case, I was having to take up for people. You know,
Mhm.
we go to these wait for the line for the cars and stuff. And I watch people literally go in, they're all waiting together. A group of guys will come in, take everything, and peace out. And I'm sitting out there like, whoa, wait, y'all about to let them take everything? They're like, well, they were here first, and you know, whatever's left over. There's a new sheriff in town. We're not doing that. So I started going around to the little places. I found out how it worked. Oh, the guy's gonna be here at 3. Okay, I'm there. Boom. So I started doing all that stuff. And next thing you know, I'm not regulating, but more or less at the Target lines and stuff like that. I just started going there and making sure there wasn't no fights. I'm like, hey, if y'all want to fight, y'all can fight me. I don't know how that's gonna work out for you, but you know, we had no problems. So,
no chaos. Huh?
Oh, it was no chaos. We had control of the lines, but it was more like a respect thing, man. It was just like some of the people in this sport are, and I don't like using hobbies. No hobbies, no hobbies, only obsessions actually happened because of me and another lifter kind of we got into it a few years ago. And I said the reason why he wasn't a world champion like I was is because he viewed it as a hobby. I don't have it as a hobby. It's an obsession for me. And when I hear hobby lessens what it is that we're doing, in the sense that the people who are, like, say, Elon Musk, it'll be a hobby for him. But if you're spending like car note money or money that you're making decisions on, man, should I go on vacation or should I buy this car? To me, it's not, that changes the hobby aspect of it. It becomes more of a business. It becomes a bunch of other things other than just the hobby. Some people do have hobbies, like me collecting Christian Laettner. That's a hobby. That's a hobby, you know. But you know, me, you know, getting in and out of some of these more expensive cards, that's business. That's a lot more that's involved. My wife mad at me because I got two card rooms, and you know, I have to deal with that. So I'm not gonna say it's a hobby, because once you put hobby on it, it changes it. But just going around and seeing the new collectors not being able to have conversations about the hobby bothers me, because it's like they don't know anything. Like, you don't know, like, why are you even collecting? Like, I was mentioning the Nolan Ryan tuxedo shirt, the Nolan Ryan tuxedo card, the 1991 Stadium Club.
Yep.
And I was trying to tell them the importance of that set. The guy goes, that's only like a $40 set. I'm like, you're missing the point. Like, that was a historic set. The first time those photos were ever done like that, where they took like
all the way to the border. Yeah.
Full photos. Yes. 100% Kodak photo pictures. They did the Nolan Ryan. He had a tuxedo on in the card. Those are iconic cards.
And that set helps us get to kind of where we are now. Because you go back and look at the 80s and pixelated those pictures were compared to the clearness of those pictures, it's a leap and a bound. Then on top of that, you get to the 89 Upper Deck set. It's a huge change.
The 89 Upper Deck, hold on. You had the 89 Upper Deck that was a huge transformation. Oh, actually. So this is the Kevin Moss, right? Now, this dude was supposed to be he was supposed to be Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle. He was supposed to be the biggest thing ever. And I remember do you remember the lamination phase?
No, what's the lamination phase?
Well, at some point, people started laminating the cards.
Okay.
And I don't know why we did this, but I did it to some Ken Griffey Jr. rookies. I did it to Kevin Moss rookie, where you take...
Was that an attempt to preserve the card?
Yes.
Okay.
But it destroyed the card, because once you put the stuff on it, it destroyed it. But the thing I'm thinking about now is that would have worked if we would have sleeved cards. I just pulled this out. This is one of my childhood cards. There's no sleeve on this card. It's just card. That's why it's tempered. Like the colors change. Yep. It was either it gets a sleeve or it gets a card. You ain't getting both. You know what I'm saying? My dad
Yeah.
spent $1 for that.
Yeah, he ain't going back to get.
Oh no, you had to make a choice. So that's another reason why I'm looking at some of my cards, and some of them are beat up because they were just in top loaders. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't know about this particular set, or you know, how can you tell me about this? You know what I'm saying? Like I could go. I have a bunch of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I have cards. So you're like, yeah, I have a Luka. Shut up. Tell me about some cards. I got Ricky Henderson, Raleigh Fingers rookie cards. Like, tell me about some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, USAPL cards. I'm saying USAPL.
Are you talking about soccer cards?
No, the NFL cards.
Oh, okay. The USFL.
USFL cards.
Yeah.
I got the Reggie White rookies.
So you got the Reggie White, the Steve Young,
the Jim Kelly. I got
Kelly
5.
card.
I have 3 of the Jim Kelly cards. But it's like,
and I just looked those up a couple of weeks ago. That card is well sought after right now.
Oh yeah. They're nice cards. It's that people, they don't know. And it's like, I always been a person, like, if I don't know about something, I go and educate myself in it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just so I don't have egg on my face. I want to know the conversation. I want it to make sense. Like, I remember going to card shops, buying the Series 1 Leaf, 1990 Leaf, or in the Series 2, trying to get the John Olerud and the Frank Thomas.
Yeah, the Frank Thomas card.
The Frank Thomas. Yeah. I have a couple of those now, but back then couldn't get that card. And I remember if you bought a pack of cards, you get a good card, you sell that card to get another pack of cards, and you don't get nothing. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But that's how they used to do is give you 40% on the card and all that kind of. It was getting robbed all kind of ways. But those are the comments that to me was collecting. That's when it was real. Like, and I hate sounding like an old man, but the fact that these kids have no reverence for how we got here, that bothers me, because that means you're like, I was in some of these lines with people, and this was something that was very eye-opening. This is when I knew the market was going to crash. I'm in line at Target. The first time I went out there, it was like 2 a.m, and they opened at 7. I was the first person in line, and I was able to get product. I was able to get 3 of each or whatever I wanted, and I spent like $500. And then the next time I go out, I was the second person in line, right? Okay. The time. So people started getting out there at 10 p.m. the next day. I said I would never do that. But it got so ridiculous where if you were able to get $500 worth of product, you can make $2,000 to $3,000 reselling it.
Yeah.
The problem with me is that I never sell it. I open up everything. I got issues. So I would always open up my stuff, and if I got some good stuff, I might sell it. But for the most part, I kept most of the stuff I had. So I wasn't really a flipper. But the last time I went out there, they had this, it was like these guys, and they were just like, yo, Holmes, like, how many people out here? I'm like, I'm the first one. It was like, okay, we got it. So these guys were out there, and they had their computers. And I was like, yeah, we got our bots going, and they work in Target right now. They got some sneakers. So while we were out there, they were hitting up Walmarts and Targets online. Plus, they had bots getting sneakers from the time we got out there to later. Then once they got out there, they had their sisters, their uncles, their grandmothers, and all that stuff come skip the line. And I'm just watching stuff. And I'm like, hey, y'all can't do that. And it was like, hey, Holmes, they pulling out guns. Like, they were like, it changed. Like, everything changed. And I was like, this is dangerous, but at the same time, I could see where this is too easy. And any market, and people say this, that anytime a market gets so big to where the company feels as though they have to cut down the secondary market, it's going to crash. The same thing happened with sneakers. When Jordan got to the point where they were like, wait a minute, the shoes used to be $150, $165. The resale used to be $300. I remember you used to be able to get 2 pairs of shoes. I used to buy 1 pair, sell the other one, and it'll cover the price of both shoes I had. When Nike said, you know what, we're going to cut into some of that market. We're going to sell the shoes for $200. Everybody complained. So all that did was drop the resale market down just a little bit. Yeah. And then it got to a point where they're like, they're still making too much money resale. So they start $225 for the shoe. And now the resale, instead of getting $300, you're only getting $25. So is it worth buying the shoe, taking a chance on it, selling. The same thing is happening with the card stuff. You see that the Walmart's actually, what's the other store? It's Walmart, Target. It's another chain. They're charging resale They're charging resale for the stuff at the store. Like a blaster's $50 and all this stuff.
Oh yeah, I have heard about prices.
Out there in the store, but I heard that and I was like, you have to let that eat. If you allow it to eat, it'll take care of itself. You know what I'm saying? So it's a different conversation. It's like, so people are like, well, these companies have to make their money. That's cool. You have to allow the market to make that. Like, the resale is why the stuff is worth what it's worth. It's not the other way around. It's not the product that's so great. It's the fact that people, once, like, as bad as you don't want resellers to come and take over everything, the fact that you start printing to demand or you start raising the price, it kind of just makes people say, I don't want to deal with it at all. And I think they could have fixed a lot of this stuff, man. Like the way they started having like Walmart put the stuff behind the cage, and that shut down
on what you can buy.
Yeah, that shut down a lot of the extra stuff. So if you did that, I remember the last week Target was doing cards, and it was like a scavenger hunt all over Houston because they were only letting you buy one of each of whatever item. So as soon as you get your one item from this one, you head off to the other Target. You get one from that one, you go to another one. And we did this all day. I remember I did it all day. It was Prism basketball. And I was like going around. I was like, this is like crazy. People, you see cars whipping all over the parking lots from people trying to get product. In the last store, the dude was like, man, this is not good. He's like, we got to keep extra people here just to facilitate this stuff.
And manage the process, right?
And the dude was like, say, bro, look, how much of this shit you want? Like, I'll sell it to you. And I was like, whatever you gonna give me. And I bought a bunch of stuff. He let me buy a bunch of stuff. And then after that, Target shut it down completely. So and when that happened, I kind of pulled back off of buying, but I just started purchasing the hoops, and I started buying Mosaic basketball.
Okay.
So that's been the new stuff I've been getting.